Welcome! Today I will discuss the hidden benefits of martial arts in everyday life. There are 5 hidden benefits: fitness, protection and security, mindfulness, skill identification, and purpose. Unlike any other sports, martial arts have the potential to achieve all 5 of these benefits. Many different sports can fit into 4 of the benefits. However, there is one benefit that these sports might not be proficient at. Among the 4 benefits, other sports cannot be proficient in protection and security. The reason for this is that they are not learning how to defend themselves and fight. They are less capable of protecting themselves or even their loved ones. Many people who do not want to learn martial arts have 2 mindsets. Sometimes these 2 mindsets are a single mindset. The first mindset is that they do not want to hurt anybody and be violent. The second mindset is that they do not want to be hurt or be in pain. There is the third mindset, which is a combination of both. This mindset is about this ideology: if I do not hurt them, they will not hurt me. This mindset is about the people who hate violence and even dislike confrontation. The truth is that martial arts is not about violence, but rather how to control the violence. If we do not face confrontation, then it is a weakness that needs to be fixed in real life. With this being said, here are the 5 hidden benefits of martial arts for everyday life. Fitness. The first benefit of martial arts for everyday life is fitness. What is fitness and how can one obtain it through martial art? Fitness is defined as the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task. This definition will match well with the principle of why we train in martial arts. The role of a martial artist is to fight. We need to be fit before we become a proficient martial artist. If we are not fit, we need to be fit after we have trained in martial arts for some time. When we train in martial arts, we are performing a full body workout. This is all about adaptation, the backbone of fitness. Because of adaptation, every drill needs to be a little bit more difficult over time. The truth is that we need to challenge ourselves with just the right level of intensity. If the intensity level is too low, we are not enhancing and growing our bodies like we want them to be. If the intensity level is too high, we will reach the level of fatigue and the possibility of having a high risk of injuries. This is where weight training is so essential for fitness. This is due to progressive overload. Progressive overload is a workout principle where you gradually increase the intensity, frequency, weight, or volume of exercise. The goal is to challenge your muscles and avoid reaching a plateau. The reality is that this is what everybody needs to understand: the truth about fitness. There is a difference between being fit and being healthy. If we want to be healthy, simple bodyweight exercises like push-ups, sit-ups, and squats will do the trick. However, these exercises can only get you so far. If you want to be competitive as a fighter or an athlete in general, you need to be in the weight room. When we train with weight, it will transfer the capability into our martial arts training. This is why we need to do both. Many people will worry that this will lead to overtraining. It could be if the routine and system are ineffective for both training sections. With this being said, how can we build an effective training system? Let's start with weight training. We must build a workout routine that involves 60 to 80% of our 1 rep max. We cannot afford to have too many exercises focusing on the same muscle in a single section. This will increase the level of fatigue and soreness in the next few days. After we have worked out, we need to recover. There are 2 ways to recover. We can recover through low-intensity movement for effective blood flow, or we can rest our body with no necessary movement. The question is, which recovery technique is better? The truth is that we need both. Here is the technique that I learned after we have finished our training section. This section could be weight training or martial arts training. We should rest up to 24 hours. This means that we should get back to being active at the same time the next day to increase the blood flow to the body. With this being said, I think it's recommended that people should train to enhance their strength and endurance. Meanwhile, mastering their martial arts technique if they want to be fighters. Protection and security. As fighters, our most important role is to defend ourselves and our loved ones. We need to be the ones who will control the violence in life. This is the reason why we need to achieve a high fitness standard. We will literally train our entire lives just for one moment of emergency. A life and death situation where we have to perform flight or fight in a point-blank decision. The reality is that these decisions will both require fitness. Every second counts. When it comes to training, we will always use the term drilling. When we are drilling and training, we will train in repetition. After some time, our mind and body will move in unison effectively. If we want to be an effective fighter to defend ourselves and our loved ones, we must drill our techniques. Show up every day and focus on getting better every day. We have to match the deadliness of our opponent because we do not know what they have in their arsenal. The reality is that not every dangerous criminal is untrained. On the contrary, every criminal will be aggressive. We must control this aggression before any fatal damage has been done. The truth is that most criminals will be strong, aggressive males. This is why we need to be capable of defending from anyone. The human race will always have a hierarchy of body ability and strength. There will always be someone that is stronger than you. Size will always matter in everything you do, but most importantly, a physical encounter. When it comes to strength, women will be way weaker than men. However, a man will have more weaknesses than a woman. Now, how is this possible? As I said before, every second counts. The truth is that whether you know how to fight or not, the best solution to counter an attack is to run away. If we are not strong enough to immobilize the attacker, we need to create enough time and space to run away and find help. One of the best ways to do this as a woman is to attack the groin. That is all I have to say about the security and protection gained when training in martial art daily. Besides training in martial arts for physical protection and security, we can also train it for our mental state. This is about how martial arts can achieve mindfulness. Mindfulness? First and foremost, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of becoming more fully aware of the present moment, non-judgmentally and completely. It involves focusing on sensations to root yourself in your body in the here and now. Mindfulness has its roots in many religions. Because of this, many religious techniques allow their follower to achieve mindfulness capability. This is about the flow state. Flow state is a mental state in which a person is completely focused on a single task or activity. They are directing all of their attention toward the task, and they do not experience many thoughts about themselves or their performance. With this being said, the practice of meditation and prayer are great flow state exercises that we should do daily. This will keep us content and happy after a decent time. The truth is that we do not need material possessions to obtain happiness. It will only give us pleasure. When we train in martial arts, we are also achieving our flow state. Another activity that helps us to achieve our flow state is working out. Cardio and resistance training are well-known mindful state practices in history. It could even be one of the oldest flow state practices in history. Do you know what other forms of workout are also one of the oldest flow state practices in history? Martial arts could be one of the oldest practices in history. We need to have a focus and clear mind to be able to defend ourselves. We also need to stay focused to not get injured. Martial arts with a strong history in religion was taught with the discipline of honor, respect, and minimalism. Because of this, martial arts created millions of good, competent people to give service to the world. Competency. Potential. Speaking of competency, martial arts can potentially achieve a high level of it. First and foremost, what is competency? Competency is a set of demonstrable characteristics and skills that enable and improve the efficiency of job performance. With this definition mentioned, let's break this down with the involvement of martial arts. First and foremost, let's talk about demonstrating characteristics and skills when we train in martial arts. As we gain a high level of mastery of our martial arts, we will obtain an entirely new mindset. With the level you have obtained, your world will revolve around your security capability. The reason is that you have trained to advance your mind, body, and spirit to obtain security for yourself and your loved ones. Now let's go through each category of mind, body, and spirit. Martial artists will obtain competency in their mind. As I mentioned before, martial art obtained a high level of flow state. Flow state is a form of meditation. However, instead of only focusing on breathing while immobilized, the practitioner can be active. Everything you do can be a flow state. It depends on how passionate you are about the activity or art form. Unlike the gym, the payment subscription is fairly high with a minimum of $80 in the US. The people who are willing to sign up for the subscription want to learn the martial arts. They have a goal and purpose in life that they want to achieve. I will strictly focus on how martial arts give people purpose in their lives later. Now let's go back to the mastery of the mind of a martial artist. Many people have described that when people have fight IQ, it's very similar to the strategy of chess. The importance of opening, the control, and the finisher. You have to master these basic skills for both. This is what makes martial arts so interesting. Martial artists will obtain competency in their bodies. Today, many active martial artists are over 50 years old. The reason is that they have begun training since they were young. They will continue training the day of tomorrow and so on. The human body needs to be active. Our body needs to have a balance of strength, endurance, flexibility, agility, and so on. Martial arts will achieve all of that. When you are proficient with all of these body's capabilities, all you need to do is to adapt those capabilities with the technique of martial arts. The body mechanism developed to perform the most powerful moves to assert dominance over the opponent. The combination of everybody's capabilities will give you the strongest punches, kicks, takedowns, and submissions. Purpose martial artists will obtain competency in their spirit. Now, how do we even obtain competency in our spirit? Spirit is when we have an animating or vital principle held to give life to physical organisms. These physical organisms are us. It's about our life. Our spirit is our will to live on. Now, what principle is the most important to us? That principle is our purpose. What does purpose mean? Purpose is the reason for which something is done or created. I believe there are two main purposes in life. The two purposes are our achievement and our relationships. Everything else is only the resources to enhance these two purposes. When we train in martial arts, we will obtain both of these purposes in life. We will obtain high mastery achievement. Meanwhile, make a lot of new friends along the journey.